Dear Diary, it was raining today, so we stayed inside. I didn't have much to do, so I asked my parents if they would like to play a board game. Mum suggested we play Battleship, and although I didn't know the rules, I was willing to learn. I had a good idea of the goal of the game, but not how to play. Mum said it was okay, and she'd show me what to do. We opened the box and set up one of the boards. Well, there was two of them, but we both sat side by side as she set up her pieces. She pointed to the grid of squares down the bottom of the board. The rows were numbered from 1 to 9, and the columns each had a letter on them from A to K. She said, "The first thing you have to do is set up your pieces and place your fleet onto the grid. That represents the ocean your fleet is in. Each side has a fleet of 5 battleships. There's a carrier, a battleship, a destroyer, a submarine, and a patrol boat. And in that order, their pieces are 5, 4, 3, 3, and 2 squares long." She continued, "You place each ship either horizontally or vertically. Once your fleet is placed, keep them hidden and don't show the opponent. Then, we start shooting at each other. As it's your first time playing, you can go first. You call out a letter and a number to tell me the grid you've shot at, and I tell you whether you'll hit or miss one of my ships." I told her I got it and went to my board. I positioned my fleet. I thought I'd put them near the edges and that they'd be hard to guess where they were. I said I was ready and fired the first shot. F4. Miss. It was Mum's turn, and she called A7, and that was right in the middle of my carrier, which was bad news for me. I called E2, and she said miss. She called B7, and I said it was a miss. I tried J8, and she paused for a bit and called hit. I found something. She called A6, and I called hit. I shot at J9, and she paused again and called hit. She said I sunk a patrol boat. Her next call was A8, and she finished off my carrier a few shots later. Over the next 15 minutes, I managed to sink most of her fleet. We got to a point where it was just her battleship left, so I got smart and started putting shots in areas away where I hadn't been shooting, and if there were 4 or more squares that I hadn't shot at, I should fire in the middle so I could rule out as many squares as possible with each shot. The plan paid off, and I heard her say hit. By this time, she only had to sink my patrol boat and was concentrating shooting in the wrong area. It only took a few shots after that to sink the battleship, and all her fleet had been sunk. She asked if I wanted to play another game, and I noticed it was starting to clear outside. I got up and walked over to the window and looked out. I saw the rain had stopped, so said I'd rather go outside for a ride on my bike now that it's not raining, but I'd be keen for another game sometime later. Maybe we'll play again tomorrow. Forecast says it'll be raining again.